They called it the vault job, the kind of heist whispered about in back alleys and dark corners of the internet. No fingerprints, no witnesses, no money ever recovered. Just a single line in a police report. Incident unresolved. For years, no one knew who did it, until one man started talking, and that's when everything began to fall apart. It started 6 months before the robbery. Raheel Khan, a quiet, brilliant ex-bank security analyst, was drowning in debt. His company fired him after a system malfunction he didn't cause. He spent his days fixing other people's passwords, and his nights drinking alone. He knew every weakness in the city's most secure bank, the Federal Trust Vault. Laser grids, motion sensors, temperature triggers, facial locks. He had designed half of them, and yet he never imagined he'd be the one trying to break them. One night, around 2 a.m., he found a letter slipped under his door. No name, no address, just 7 words written in red ink. We know what you can do. Midnight. Pier 13. Curiosity or desperation. He couldn't tell which one led him there, but he went. At Pier 13, under the pale light of a single street lamp, 2 strangers waited. A woman, sharp eyes, black coat, who introduced herself as Arya, and a man leaning against a muscle car, Imran, a driver with more arrests than licenses. Arya said she needed someone who could get into a vault that wasn't meant to be opened. Not for cash, not for gold, for something else. Something even the government didn't talk about. Raheel laughed at first, but when Arya slid a folder across the table, blueprints, access codes, and a photo of him outside his apartment, he stopped laughing. They already knew everything. For weeks, they planned. Every angle, every second. Arya ran logistics like a military operation. Imran studied escape routes, the tunnels, the blind spots in city surveillance. Raheel cracked through internal systems, planting silent back doors in the bank's AI. They called it Phase 0. 12 minutes inside. One shot to get out before the vault resealed automatically, trapping them inside forever. But the deeper Raheel got into the system, the stranger things became. There was a hidden layer, locked beyond clearance. An encrypted section labeled only Project Seraph. He asked Arya what it was. She didn't answer, just said, "Don't open what you can't close." Then came the night. July 4th, Independence Day. The perfect distraction. Fireworks painting the sky while the city slept under a haze of smoke. They entered through the underground power tunnels. No alarms, no guards. Just the hum of machines and the echo of their footsteps. Raheel unlocked the first barrier. Heat sensors bypassed. Second, retina scan looped. Third, time lock paused. Everything was going smooth. Too smooth. Then the lights flickered. The entire system rebooted for exactly 7 seconds. When it came back online, one security camera feed was already active. Someone else was moving inside the bank. Through the fuzzy black and white monitor, Raheel saw a guard walking through the hall. Except, no guards were scheduled that night. And when the figure looked up at the camera, his eyes glowed white. They reached the vault, a 12-inch titanium door. Arya entered the final code and turned the lock. The vault opened with a low, mechanical growl. Inside, there was no cash, no gold, just a single briefcase sitting under a spotlight. Raheel opened it carefully. Inside was a black hard drive, marked with a white emblem, a pair of wings and a number, 317. Beneath it, a small folded note. It read, "Return what was stolen, or everyone pays the price." Suddenly, the vault lights turned crimson. Sirens should have gone off, but there was only silence. Then came a voice, low, distorted, echoing through the speakers. "You shouldn't be here." The vault door slammed shut. Everything went black. At 3:17 a.m., every camera in the Federal Trust Bank went offline simultaneously. The backup drives were wiped. No alarms, no security reports, just emptiness. When police arrived the next morning, the vault door was sealed again. No sign of forced entry, no bodies, only a single car left idling by the pier, Aria's. Inside, the keys, and a photograph of the three of them, taken hours before the job. On the back, written in Rahil's handwriting, it wasn't a heist, it was a delivery. 2 weeks later, a video appeared online, anonymous channel, no metadata, title, The Vault Truth, 0317. It showed Rahil sitting in a dimly lit room, eyes hollow, breathing heavy. He looked straight into the camera and said, "We thought we were stealing from them, but we were stealing for them. They used us to take something out, something that should have never existed." He looked over his shoulder and whispered, "It's watching me." The feed glitched. Static end of video. Within hours, the channel disappeared. So did every re-upload, every copy del.